house. Let's give a round of applause to Bones Rodriguez.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. And I would like to welcome you to a historic space, park here that you are at. How many of you know the history and story of La Raza Park? How many of you know the story of Columbus Park? Those two stories collided, and the victor would be La Raza Park. 50 years ago, on June the 21st and 22nd, where I stand, was the swimming pool. 50 years ago, the civil rights movement was in full thrust. 50 years ago, I was 19 years old. Radical, militant, social consciousness, neighborhood Chicano kid who lived across the street. Growing up in Northwest Denver, where you're at, which was once called Navajo Park, this park, this space that you are at, is a sacred park for many reasons. I ask you to join that sacredness and to continue living for social justice and peace. You will hear in your lifetime and in your participation many speakers from many backgrounds, for many issues about injustices. Listen and walk your own road. But remember that in order for you to achieve your justice, you must make a lifetime commitment to that injustice, no matter how big or how small it is. You must walk that road. There will be nobody there at times to guide you. You will not have speakers, elders, support. But if you believe in what you believe in, stand up for what you believe in, even if you're the only one standing. Where I am standing right now is what we call in the Mexica, or as people call us, Aztec language, a kiosco. A kiosco in our culture structure, which are called pyramids, which are actually temples. This is the top part of a temple. So how did this kiosco get here? You will see that there is a mural inside this kiosco. And the mural is entitled The Journey. The Chicano artist that did this was from Pueblo, and he's a fantastic artist. Very complicated mural to understand. And so that only adds to the complication about what we're here for. So I'm sharing just a little bit of the basics about the space you're at right here so that you'll know. Most of you did not know what I just said, and there was so much more. Growing up in this neighborhood, I was second generation, born in the United States. I grew up 18 years of a Columbus Park experience. Miseducated on the story and the lives of Columbus. As an indigenous Mexican person, Columbus, the negative things that he was able to begin in this country is unbelievable. and why this country chose to allow parks, streets, cities, and you name it, to be named after Columbus is an incredible, dark part of the history of this country. But not surprising for white supremacy, because it fits into the master line and the master culture, the master narrative, as we call it. So, as a Chicano Native American looking at Columbus and learning everything and relearning everything, young people here as early as 1965 started to challenge the name of this park. We worked with city council, city governments, and we were just young, hippie Mexican Chicanos trying to create trouble in the neighborhood. We were actually young people who were idealistic enough to know that we could create and a better world was possible. So we took it upon ourselves, watching another community known as La Alma Lincoln Park in West Denver, and what they did to protest Lincoln, understanding that President Lincoln ordered the largest mass hanging of Native Americans in U.S. history. 38 Native Americans were hung in 1 hour. The consciousness of our people began to really blossom during the Civil Rights Movement, the Chicano movement, all of the other movements that were happening, and people were on the move. Every race, gender, non-gender, although there's not a lot talked about, it was there. And we had a peoplehood. And yes, we had leaders that were phenomenal leaders. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, women leaders, you name it. So as time wanes itself, by 1970, we decided that it was time for us to stage a protest. So on June the 21st, 1970, we staged a swim-in, and there would be a swimming pool right where I'm standing, all the way to the end of that tree. Beautiful pool. This park was in a terrible condition, had been neglected by the city and county, like most of your barrio parks. This neighborhood now has been gentrified. It is not the neighborhood that I grew up in. There's a house across the street. I was telling this young sister that I walked across this park driving by here, and I said, "What's going on?" And she goes, "Oh, we're here to have a rally and talk about police brutality." I said, "Thank you for picking this park, because that's what we have done for the last 53 years. So welcome home, people. We have been waiting for you. We have been waiting for you to carry us into the future. As we get ready to bring in the new sign over there that will say La Raza Park, the People's Park. We envisioned a park in 1970 that had the rich colors. We were not colorblind. We could not say that we don't see black, white, red, yellow people. We said we see those people and we see more. And we knew that it would be inevitable before love would take its course and you have a beautiful blending of colors in our children. Beautiful colors of our children. A multiracial society that was inevitable. White supremacy is dying. White supremacy will die from within. It is going to be a very difficult and has been a very difficult struggle. Do not give up. Do not allow white supremacists to control your mind, your children's mind, or the people that you love. Rebel, resist, rebel, resist, and walk a positive road. So I welcome you here on behalf of my people, the militant resistors, the Chicano young people that had the huevos or the balls, as we say it in English, to say no to Columbus. We will not tolerate the name of the city park to be named after Christopher Columbus. This park has had 5 different names. The first name was Northside Playground, and it was only half this park. Then it was named into Navajo Park after the Navajo Nation. Then the Italians moved in and they petitioned city council. They worked the politics and they named it after Christopher Columbus. Then the Chicanos came in 1970 and we renamed it La Raza Park in honor of people. And I'm proud of my people, I'm proud of our young people that stood up 50 years ago and said, no, as we say in Spanish, in Indian, chale, no. We will not allow this name to be called, this park to be called Columbus Park. It's been a hard road. We lost 3 different renaming city petitions. We lost people who were gassed in this community. We were rioted on by the Denver police in 1981 for not having a permit. We didn't have a permit. For 10 years we had a fiesta in this park. We called it La Raza Park Day, where we would have free food for people and we'd have a fiesta and folkloric dances, Aztec dancers, families would come out. We'd have the pool open for free. It was a community celebration. Denver decided they were going to end that. And they came down heavy on us. They closed the park down and the people rebelled. I was telling the sister, 100 police lined up on that side, 100 police lined up on this side, and they came into a park filled of people, of children, elders, neighborhood people. They cleared the park. The neighbors resisted. They started throwing bottles and rocks. A riot occurred. For 9 hours, the neighborhood was gassed. People were arrested. People were brutalized. You cannot be in a city park after 11 o'clock. As a young person, teenager growing up in this neighborhood, this was the park, this was the only thing that we had in this neighborhood. A warm time place to hang out and to do what young people do. Have fun, romance, and so forth. And we were also at one time infiltrated by gangs. It was the civil rights movement, the Chicano movement, that we brought it into gangs. And we started teaching those young people how to love and not hate. And once they took away the pool here, they took away the park. For 5 years, this land stood vacant. Finally, the neighborhood came up with a proposal to build a kiosco. And there is one other kiosco, and it's at San Diego at a park called Chicano Park. Yeah! And Chicano Park today is 51 years old. Right as I am speaking, they are commemorating, celebrating their resistance. When they took over a piece of land in their barrio that was designated for a park, and the powers to be decided they wanted to make a police station. At one time, there was a police storefront right across there in that brown building. They decided what they were going to do was practice community policing after we took over the park. That was not community policing. At night, they would come, in the day, they would come to the park and walk to the park and talk to kids about joining the police department, you know, this good old buddy system. And then at night, they would arrest you for being in the park after 11 o'clock. I was constantly harassed as a young person organizing in this neighborhood. I was arrested multiple times for walking through the park to get home after 11 o'clock. So the harassment that we faced as young people, you know, as social agents of of change was incredible. So you are here peacefully today, and I'm glad to see that. But you should know the history of this park, and I want you to go into your cell phones, and I want you to look at Denver's La Raza Park Legacy Project. Denver's La Raza Park Legacy Project. And you will see historical footage, photos, stories, memories that I have been reporting for 52 years. I am aging in grace, thankfully, thank you. But it was the Chicano movement and the civil rights movement that keeps you young. So my hair is still black, my mind is still clear. I have an attitude about racism. I will not tolerate hate. And I am ready for another 50 years of La Raza Park. And I invite you here this summer for a revolutionary welcoming of a new sign that will say La Raza Park. It will be a ceremony. It will be a great day for the people in the neighborhood, but also for the people of Denver. And so I want to congratulate you for gathering here. And you came home. You came home to a space because this is what we envisioned. I remember talking to my friends back then, and we were highly influenced by, and some of you probably don't remember this in history, but there was a People's Park in San Francisco. Haight-Ashbury, the hippie capital of the world. And it was a park of free people. So we start saying as young people, you know what? La Raza means the people. Columbus does not, it means the anti-people. And so you are here to fulfill that legacy that we dreamt about. And there's so much history that I could talk about that I can go on and on forever. But I just wanted to, this happened by chance. I was in the neighborhood, going to get something to eat, to visit my son at a halfway house, taking him some burgers, you know, and I said, I'm gonna stop by like I always do at the park here. I live in the area, see what's going on, kick it with the people, saying what's up. And this lady says, oh, police mistreatment, police brutality, no matter what you call it, it's all the same. It's been the same. And we must put an end to that police violence. I want to thank you all once again and continue the day. Love one another. Support those groups that truly support the people. Denver's La Raza Park Legacy Project. I look forward to meeting you all on the Facebook page. As we say in my language, aho. And when we say aho, we are saying it is the good thing. Aho.
Thank you.